If portraits could talk, if portraits could talk, a smile to unlock, a smile to unlock, John Martinez art.
Welcome to If Portraits Could Talk. I'm John Martinez. Today we're joined by the one and only Judas Kelly. You might know him from the 2017 winning of The Voice Australia. So welcome, Judas.
Hey,
How's it going? Doing all
good.
right. So how are things? What time is it over there right now in Australia?
Midday, pretty much.
Midday.
Yeah, man, doing the
Right.
math. I literally Googled if it's 7 o'clock in California, what's the time in Australia? Is it 7 or 8 where you are? Either way,
7 p.m. Yep.
Yeah, I literally Googled what the time would be here.
So we'll do. I'm going to start drawing, and then I'm going to start ask some questions, and then a little bit later we'll do some questions from the chats. First of all, winner of, or should I call you King Judah?
Oh my God, no, no, never call me that.
Yeah, I've been like watching videos on you, and I'm like, oh, everybody's calling him King Judah. Maybe he likes it. Oh, I know he doesn't like it.
Yeah, no, like I don't mind, and it's really cool because like Kelly Rowland named me that, and not many people can, say that they got a nickname off someone like that. But I'm no better than the next man, so we're not exactly royalty around here.
Yeah, but so The Voice. How did that come about? I saw that you actually did interviews on the X Factor or auditions on the X Factor. How far did you get with that? Because I couldn't really see anything past like your.
Yeah, no, I didn't make it anywhere on X Factor because I was really young at the time. The first time I went on there was I was 14, I think, and just not prepared. Like I've been gigging since I was 10, but gigging at a pub is very different to TV production and everything like that. And I think I was just a bit overwhelmed. And then, so I'd done all that. And then I was actually touring here in Australia. And I was at a festival, and a drummer from one of the other bands came up and said, oh, if I could, get you on The Voice, would you give it a go? And it turned out that the drummer's girlfriend was a scout for The Voice.
Oh, wow. And
so they sent me a message, asked me to audition, and I backed out the day before because I'd done the TV thing before, and I thought I knew what to expect. That because I'm a lot larger than the average human, that I'd get past the audition and then be kicked out for someone who maybe wasn't a better singer, but maybe just made better TV. So the day before my audition for The Voice, I pulled out. I said, oh yeah, sorry, no, family thing happened, I won't be there. And then the next year came around, and they emailed me again and tried getting me to come in, and I thought, well, if they're they've gone through the effort to follow up, I'll go through
they actually approached you on the 2016 season, and then you came back to 2017. Okay.
And so I thought, oh, well, if they're going to, put some effort in, well, so will I. And I went to the audition and came out the winner.
Oh, dang. So that's awesome. So, the first episode. So I pretty much watched every single one of your performances on the show. There's like a whole YouTube video of every single thing. I'm sure you've seen it multiple times. You described it as cringeworthy on some of your interviews that I watched. Yeah, you're just kind of like, I'm kind of the same way. Like watching myself do stuff, I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't know. So when all the judges turned around, what was your thoughts running through your head?
I didn't really have any thoughts. I really didn't know what to think. Because I didn't expect it to happen. I kind of thought I'd get like a pity turn near the end or something. And then all four turned, and thankfully, And then they all made their pitches, and the coach I actually went with, I don't know how well known Delta is outside of Australia.
I hadn't really known like a whole lot about her, like when she yeah.
So they actually asked for your preferences before the audition, just so they can kind of, you know, plan somewhat ahead. And she was actually my third pick out of all four. I picked Seal first, Kelly second, Delta, and then Boy George. But when they all turned around, Delta spoke first, and then Boy George did the, you know, if you pick me, I'll take you to the finals. And that kind of ruled him out. I was like, no, that's dumb. You never make those kind of promises. And Kelly did the same thing. And then Seal pretty much said what Delta said, just really long-winded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get to the point. Tell me what was good. Tell me what was shit, and let's move on. And Delta started making fun of Seal for talking too long, and I found it funny. I laughed, and that's what made me pick Delta.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was checking out the judges. I was like, wow, it's Seal. Seal's on the freaking books.
Yeah.
That was so cool. And then he won. And so afterwards, what did they like? What was did you have like a brand deal, like a contract, record contract and stuff like that?
So I got prize money, which was 100,000. Awesome. And it's funny because like I was only 20 when I won, doing the broke muso, you know, the stereotype broke musician thing.
Right.
That they actually transferred the 100,000 in a lump sum, but I only got 99,950 because my account was 50 in the negative.
That's funny. That's awesome.
And then I got a record deal with Universal Australia.
Oh, that's sick. So I guess Count on Me was your first album or your first single.
Yep.
And that's the song you sang in the final.
Yeah. So Count on Me was, I think, was the name of the first album too. The best-selling Winners album in 4 years.
There you go, man.
I might add.
Yes.
And then we got a second album out, and that did well, but not as good as a million viewers a week TV show.
What was the second one?
Real Good Time.
Real Good Time. Yeah.
Yeah. So it still went number one in the country charts, but it didn't do so well in mainstream. But that's all right.
So, what age did you start singing? Like, when did you realize you were going to be a singer?
Real early. Like, my mum says I was trying to hum while I was a baby. Like, before I could talk, I would try to sing. And it was always known. There was no doubt that music was what I was going to do. But like, I knew that I was like, could sing. As early, like I remember in grade like 2. So what's that? That's like 6 or 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, about
something
6
like
or 7.
Yeah, that I knew, like, I enjoyed it. I was half decent at it, and then I started gigging in pubs when I was 10.
When you were 10, wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny because I'm from a pretty small town. There's 7,000 people where I grew up, and so I'd be singing and seeing my year 5 teacher down at the pub on a Friday night.
That's awesome.
And then I joined my first band when I was 16 roughly, and hitting the road pretty much as soon as I could. Like, when I got my license, the first year I had, like, we have P plates after learners. I don't know what
I'm not
you
sure
guys
what that
do,
is.
but
that's your driver's license.
Yeah, so before you get your opens, you go through these. But as soon as I could, like, drive by myself, I did 90,000 Ks. Oh shit, what's that? I don't know. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the year.
Wow.
And yeah, so I did lots of driving and lots of gigging, and yeah, pretty much did that until The Voice.
Wow. That's awesome. So obviously I saw a couple of interviews where basically you were kind of like in the background of most of like the gigs that you were doing.
Yeah.
You weren't
Yep.
like the main singer like everybody thought you would be
Yeah.
with the voice that you have. Did anybody realize like back like did anybody contact you from your previous gigs and be like, hey man, like we're sorry, like we should have like put you up in front more? Because
No.
it's kind of like a throw it in your face kind of thing. Like I would
Yeah.
kind of be like, hey, remember me?
No, not really. I had one guy, his name's Liam Brew, who would hire me to play guitar for him, and he would actually say on the mic, you know, when you do the band intro thing, he would actually say that, you know, Judas is a better singer than me, he shouldn't be playing guitar for me, but here he is. He was really the only one that you know actively said something. But the rest, no. See, I was just a guitarist. I got bullied in high school. Yeah, so I got bullied quite a bit in high school. I went to 6 different schools, and it was fine until, yeah, I got to my last 3 years of schooling and kind of got bullied as the new fat kid, and that kind of killed my confidence. Because like I knew I could sing, and not to be too much of a downer, but
Yeah.
being told every day that you're shit, you start to believe it. And kids are the worst. Kids
They are the worst.
cruel.
That's one of my like, so during my like Omegle sessions where I draw random people, one of the questions I ask is, if you can travel back in time to any point in your life and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be? 90% of the time, the people will say, I wish I can go back to high school and just live my life the way I wanted and not being influenced by other people. That's like the biggest answer.
Yeah.
That's the easiest answer I get from everybody. And that's kind of like, it's everywhere. Like people are just mean in high school or junior high.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah. And that kind of killed my confidence when it came to like singing and putting myself in the center of the stage. So I started playing guitar for other people, and that's how I did that. And then, yeah, the voice happened, and that all changed.
So I have a question that I ask every single person. It's my potato question, my go-to question. So if you were a potato, how would you want to be cooked and why?
Oh, dang. Yeah, hash brown, like what fried and crunchy, and bro, that shit tastes good. Yes. I mean, yeah, that's probably that's the way. That's the one. So as a hash brown. So is that deep fried?
That's yeah, I guess it would be fried at some point, like it'd be on the griddle or whatever, and it's frying up. Yeah, actually, I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning because normally I'm up by like 3 o'clock to go to work at 4, which is really early. Yeah.
What do you do for work? Can you say?
I work retail, but I only work part-time. I do this full-time now. So yeah, I'm trying to like wean myself off like the normal 9 to 5 type job. But so I don't have a car. So I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make some breakfast burgers. So I fired up the barbecue, put the patties on, and then my daughter had bought this little tiny round waffle maker. We never use it, and I was like, hey, those look the perfect size for some hash browns. So I grated up some potatoes, and I put some butter and some cooking spray on that thing, and I just let it sit there. Oh, it came on so good. So if you ever get a chance, waffle maker hash browns, that's the way to do it. Super easy. I was gonna ask you if you got to pick your songs, but you didn't get to pick your songs. They picked them for you. Your coach did, right?
Yeah. Look, we prepare a big list of songs, so I know roughly in the ballpark what I'll be singing, and then they pick randomly out of those songs we've prepared beforehand. Yeah.
I
So I don't
saw
know exactly,
I
but
saw they
I have a
pulled
rough.
a little prank on you and Dancing Queen, and they made you.
Yeah. See, that was one we didn't prepare, so they really got me. And then the band started playing it, because I was like, yeah, surely not. You just, being a dick. And then the band started playing it, and I was like, okay, cool. Dancing Queen it is.
Let's see. What has been your most memorable moment post show? So like what
Oh,
has come to you that you never expected?
there's a lot. There's a
Give me
lot.
give me a few. Give me a few.
Okay, so the number one, I'm a country music fan,
Okay.
and my number one favorite artist ever is Vince Gill. He was more known in the 90s, but he is my number one guy. He's like the man. And after Glenn Fry died, he started filling in the Eagles. And the Eagles toured Australia. And so I knew if I was ever going to meet Vince, that would be my chance. And thankfully at the time I was on tour with a guy who was best friends with the Eagles MD, musical director.
Yeah.
And so I pulled every favor and asked every question to get this meeting to happen. I drove to Sydney, which is about a 12-hour drive from where I live.
Okay.
In the middle of a tour, I did this 12-hour drive so I could go to the Eagles. I went backstage. I got to walk on stage and look at all the musical gear for any musical nerds.
Nice.
And then I got to go backstage and hang out with Vince Gill one-on-one in his green room for half an hour.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I got to not only meet my hero, but spend one-on-one time with him in his green room.
So I'm assuming you're still excited about it. Like you weren't disappointed by your hero.
No, yeah, that's what they always say. Don't meet your hero, but I took the chance, and thankfully he was really cool. He's won like the most Grammys from a male country artist, like 20-something Grammys. And it was really cool. He when you get backstage, because it's in this big stadium. Oh well, not big compared to America, but
yeah.
There'll be like 30,000 people. And I remember walking backstage, and there was just this hallway of green rooms, and I opened the curtain, and Vince is standing there in his doorway, and he's leaning on the doorway, and the first thing he says, "So, hey there, son, come on in." I was like, that's the
awesome.
first thing my hero ever says to me. I was like, man, life made.
Oh, that's great. That's so good.
Yeah.
So what else? What else has come across your way?
It's mostly just people I've met. I met Slash.
Oh, that's awesome. So I saw you with Katy Perry, and I couldn't really find anything about that. Like what happened there? You're gonna have to explain that a little bit.
No, she was. Oh, actually, that's pretty cool. She was a guest on The Voice.
Okay, so
yeah, and she sang with us, but we were doing rehearsals beforehand, and we just had the choreographer filling in for Katy, and we were doing the thing, and then at the end of the song, they did this like strike a pose thing, and he rested his arm on my shoulder. I said, "Hear me out, okay? Do you think that you could get Katy Perry to touch me like that during the show? Because my nieces will be in," and they were like 4 and 6 at the time, and huge Katy Perry fans. I said it will literally, like, it will blow their minds if their uncle is like, if they think they're friends with Katy Perry,
Right.
He said, "Don't worry, I got you." And so in the middle of the song, actually during rehearsal, man, she is so beautiful. She introduced herself to everyone, and I could see her like making her way to me. So I was like, okay, like keep cool, don't be a nerd. and she introduced herself, and I played it cool, and I think she was kind of like a shark that smelt blood. You know, she knew that I was really trying to play it cool. And then during one of the rehearsals, she just stared at me, like looked me in the eyes, and just kept eye contact. And I went,
that would freak me out.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah. And then she knew what she was doing, because she then laughed, and she was like, "Come on!" And I was like, couldn't remember my parts, couldn't remember words.
She took part of your soul at that time. She's like,
yeah, that's what I mean. She knew what she was doing. But I'm so glad she did that, because during the performance later that night, she took note of what the choreographer said and put her hand out, and we held hands as we sang.
I know you're starting up or already have a Twitch channel. So
yeah,
what are you going to do with that? Like, what are you going to do? Any singing stuff? You going to do games? What's your plan for Twitch?
Yeah, I kind of started last year, half-assed, and then I moved house, and I didn't really have any space to do anything. So I streamed like once a month, and then had a 3-month break. So we're back finally. Mostly gaming, I think, because it's like, I get paid a lot to sing.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to do it.
It's your fun
free.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's work. It's work.
Yeah. Yeah. So me and my mate Eddie play video games. We're terrible. We suck, but we have fun. And
so what do you play? What's your go-to game?
COD at the moment.
Okay.
But it's my first ever COD. So I didn't even play first-person shooters until Apex came out in 2019. So I'm terrible, but like I said, we have fun, and I'm the camper in the corner with a claymore. That's my role.
So if you could perform next to any band, like with any band, who would it be? Like anybody?
Yeah, I think it would be Vince. He's not the most famous, but personally for me, that would mean the most. Yeah, awesome. Like my life goal is to sing with Vince Gill at the Grand Ole Opry.
Nobody from YouTube.
If I pay,
people just want to hear you sing.
Yeah, if I pay 20, see, Tennessee Whiskey has a tax on my chat. It's a $200 donation if you want to hear Tennessee Whiskey.
Well, there you go, guys.
But if you donate 50 to John, I'll sing a chorus of it. If someone donates 50 to John to get his car fixed or more, you can do more. Any oil princes in chat want to fix his car for him?
Oh, Marvel over on Twitch just tipped $50.
Yo,
there you go, Marvel. This one's for you.
You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. There we go. Thank you.
I'm sure the chat is going off to you right now. That's so good. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. we'll do the reveal.
Ooh,
You ready for this?
I don't know. I think I know you're good. Yeah, that's why I'm in your chat now. I found your TikTok, but it's different now because it's me being drawn.
Okay, so here it is. In
Suspense is killing me.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, that's sick. That's real cool.
There you go, man.
Even got my phone number, everything. You even got my bum fluff beard because I can't grow a beard, but I try to do something. That is awesome.
You got to start somewhere. You're still young.
That's really cool.
There you go, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I'm still going to collect my channel points to get another drawing done, but
oh yeah, I figured you would. Yeah, everybody's kind of in lurk mode on John's channel so they can get those points.
That's very cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me?
I will definitely send it to you.
Yeah.
As soon as we're done here, I'll shoot it over to you.
Do people ask that? Because I've seen in your like videos.
Yeah, most people. I'll I don't understand that. Like they'll either take it with their phone and they're like, I'm like, why? Just take a screenshot. Like it's easier.
Yeah.
Or I can just get your Instagram.
That's
all right, dude. Easy. Judah, it's been a pleasure talking to you. So real quick, what is your plans going forward from here? Like, what do you got going on?
Well, I'm on Twitch, so follow me on Twitch. Yep. It's just Judah_Kelly. We're going through more and more lockdowns, so I feel like live shows isn't an option at the moment. But that's all right. So find me on Twitch. Come hang out.
So would you ever do any like live shows, like one of those pay-per-view type of live show type of thing? Yeah.
I would. It's a lot of hard work, especially getting the good mix on the other end.
That's true.
Like for people to listen to sounding good, that's difficult. But I would do that. We just gotta. It's a lot of planning.
All right, man. Well, you have yourself a great day. Thanks again for coming on, and it was fun. I'll send you that drawing, and then I'll get all your info, and then we'll put it down in the YouTube info box.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Take it easy, sir. You have a good day.
If portraits could